Driving to South Waziristan, I had strong apprehensions about security. Until 2010, this area which borders Afghanistan was virtually a no-go zone, under the control of the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Though the Taliban were overthrown in a large-scale military operation by the Pakistan Army in 2009, there was widespread destruction and displacement. About 300,000 Mahsood tribesmen and their families moved to adjoining settled areas of Tank and Dera Ismail Khan, of which 50,000 have since returned home. But the biggest surprise I encountered was the absence of any weapons. The Mahsoods have given up their arms as part of an agreement with the military. Their focus has now shifted towards educating their children and increasing their livelihood. Moving into the heart of South Waziristan, I saw that roads have been rebuilt, as have the tunnels and many of the bridges across the Tank Zam River. I was impressed to see newly built bus shelters, community markets, playgrounds, and poultry farms. Many youngsters gathered in the evening to play football and cricket. It was heartening to see many children walking to school, including young girls. En route from Jandola to Sararoga, we stopped at Kotkai, where I witnessed the destruction from when the military had faced stiff resistance from the Taliban. The houses of Hakimullah Masood and Qari Hussain, both Taliban leaders, now lay in ruins. Standing defiantly nearby, I saw a few of the homes that had been built by the army for at least 200 widows. Kotkai, which was the Taliban headquarters, now also has a football academy for youngsters and a large community center. As we made our way towards the Shahbuzai military base, we stopped at a free medical and relief goods distribution camp, where local tribesmen and their children had gathered to receive free aid donated by civilians and the military. These camps are set up periodically to help remote villages. Arriving at the Shahbuzai base, which stands at a height of 6,000 feet, I met the officers in charge and was allowed to explore the bunkers and the living quarters of the soldiers that guard this mountain outpost. Brigadier Hassan Hayat of the 40th Division, who commands the Sararoga side, told us about the duties relegated to the soldiers and commanding officer at the base, and about the area itself that stretches into North Waziristan and the international border with Afghanistan.
This is North Waziristan, and this is South Waziristan. This is our area we have occupied. You can find post pickets made on every bunker. So this is all along occupied, and that is how we start rehabilitating and securing the area. So there are small gaps in between. Bilkul compartment, you can't close the compartment because it's बहुत difficult ground है when you go on the ground. Now this mountain is there. We call it 2030. So that we dominate. So if we don't dominate, then somebody else will dominate that. So you have to keep going there, spend 2 nights, 3 nights in the wilderness, come back, and sometimes we go for operations even far behind these places.
So this is round the clock monitoring that?
Round the clock, they're staying here. They're staying there. It's not only staying here. Like you see, this is a gap. You see, the next base is there. The next base is there. So this is a gap. So they monitor this. They put it out at night also. Patrolling करते हैं. In case somebody comes and can fire from there. So you have to go dominate those places. And what we call operations are that like these places were not occupied some time back. We were sitting somewhere in the rear. So we operated. पूरा ऑपरेशन किया यहाँ पर. If we find any resistance, तो वो पे लड़ाई होती है, and then you go and occupy, and likewise you keep extending yourself operations.
It struck me that South Waziristan has been able to emerge so quickly from decades of negligence and militant rule. Looking out over the mountains of the north, I could not stop myself from hoping that North Waziristan would also one day enjoy the same peace, stability, and progress. Faryal Laghari, Gulf News.